everyone, if you look in, let me share. If everyone is able to look in the Q&A doc, there is a link to a Jupyter notebook for today. And I believe I already updated, but the reservation, and I'll go through this, is here, as well as the training account that everyone should be a member of. So you'll want to, and I'll kind of try to walk through when you come back into Terminal. And what you can do once you log into Jupyter, you can either, gotta do a restart. Okay, live on the scene. Oh, did Jupyter go down?
I was not able to access Jupyter a little bit earlier,
You know,
but
the
now
funny thing
yeah,
was it kind of went down for a second, but then
right.
I'm still here.
Like
Well,
it was like out off for like 5 minutes or so. I was trying to
oh,
access it. Now I can, so just finally.
well, that kind of throws a little bit of a wrench into
The timing.
yeah. Okay, well, maybe let's go ahead and do the Mentimeter exercises and we can check back.
Well, wait, hold on. So it's working for me.
Hmm. Let me try again.
Do you want them to choose
There it
the
is.
login node and then open up a terminal? Is that an option?
It's back working. It might
Yeah,
have just been a
I see
glitch.
what you did. Uh-huh.
So if everyone is able to, let's give everyone just a minute to go ahead and connect, log into Jupyter if you haven't already. Everyone, maybe like 15 more seconds. And within our Q&A doc, you will find the two commands you can just copy and paste here. And this is just going to copy the notebook into your Scratch directory. So you can do that and just do a terminal window and copy those commands in. Right one. I've already created the repo, so. And then once you're in, you've copied and created it in pScratch. It should create a folder here called New User Training Notebook. I have a lot of windows open, my apologies. And so here we just have a simple interactive notebook exercise that will allow for you to just practice using Jupyter, as well as understanding how to use it within different programming constructs in Python. So I'll just go through, this is just introducing, it's an example on computing pi. So I'm not going to go step by step through everything, but what I'm going to do is go down to the main parts I want to make sure we talk about. And that's the benefit of Jupyter, is that with the various cells, like Lippy mentioned, you can use your code cell or Markdown. And in this actually will create a Python simple application script that will do the method of darts for computing pi. So you'll note that here up top, it has the command for writing and creating that file. And basically all of this, once you execute the cell, will create the file. So starting from here and clicking in the cell, it is going to create that file. And let me just do a little to the note of change. Okay, and then it shows that my py.darts was updated. Here, this kind of is a refresher on running jobs, whether interactive or batch. This is just a refresher, but you don't need to click in that cell because we have in the next cell, we've created a cell that will create your SBatch script for you. So clicking in this cell, you'll see the Slurm flags that we have. I have set the reservation here already, and then the N-train 3. So please make sure in this cell that those two lines are there for you. And so creating that, it's going to create our SBatch. And this is just another, after that is created, this is just a utility function that is basically just using to interactively display the results as well as create the output. So you'll want to click through that and make sure that that is recognized in the notebook and executed. And then this cell is going to basically submit, and you'll basically see that it submits the script that we created, my pydarts_jobscript.sh, and then it just has a little polling for different seconds. And so this shows that the job has been submitted. And, you know, after a minute or so, this should, yeah. So then it gives us our results right here and there. And it also creates it'll create a Slurm output as well. And then below, we have some examples for different scaling that you could do. And with scaling, what you're doing is entering for different sizes and different workloads. So you can try this exercise out for executing with different number of processes and for different sizes. And so that is essentially our completed workbook for you to work on and understand and play with. And again, even with things like this sample code that I've input here for computing pi, you know, feel free to maybe you have a Python script or some type of simulation that you can insert here and instead use this notebook in that way. So maybe if we want to just give everyone 5 to 10 minutes to just toy around, see if anyone has any questions, and then we can go to Mentimeter and wrap up. How does that sound?
That sounds really good. I also wanted to show, let's see.
But is everyone able, while Lippy's doing that, is everyone able to say, Kara, were you able to connect? Dropped already. Is anyone else having trouble connecting?
Yes.
Yeah, it should work on Safari, Barbara. Yeah, because I was demonstrating in Safari, but I think it might be a connectivity issue with either Spin or Perlmutter, because I'm getting a few errors now too.
Right after I finished saying how stable it is, but I bet Jupyter is fine. It's something on top of it. One thing I want to share, and this is a little bit advanced, but it's really nice if you're going to be submitting jobs from Jupyter, is information about the Super Facility API client that works in with Python. It's the Python client. So we have an API that allows you to interact with NERSC via API. But you need certain tokens in order to do that. There's sort of a process. It is accessible to all of you. And again, as we have probably mentioned 1,000 times, we have fantastic documentation on how to use it. But if you do find yourself in a situation where you're going to be using a lot of Python and you're going to want to be submitting jobs over an API, so that means that you're not already logged into the system, you're doing it from a different system. I just want to put that out there. That is really fantastic API client that you can use. And if you don't know what that is or what that means, then don't worry about it. You can learn about it when you need it, if you need it.
Yeah, a lot of users find it really convenient and helpful because saving a step always helps.
Yes. Okay.
I think Jupyter is still a little wonky, but everyone we have our reservation until I believe about 2:30 Pacific. And Helen, for the training accounts, how long will they have access for it?
This is just basically all NERSC users. I think
Mhm.
once the reservation time ends, they can, we can remove the existing users because they have other default accounts.
Right. So once, Jupyter or Perlmutter comes back up, just feel free to toy around. I'm still getting gateway timeout errors right now.
In the meantime, a couple things. Yeah, go ahead and do the survey. And, since there's just a very few of you left, how many of you want to do the little quiz? Kind of going through the material. Show raise of hands if that's something that you'd like to participate in. Yay.
Okay. I was saying, I'm like, oh, nobody else.
Otherwise, we'll just do it. Okay. All right. No worries. If you want, but you're also welcome to hang out, and we'll go through the answers. It's a little quiz, a little bit less silly than yesterday's, a little bit more, um, information. So, okay, why don't we go ahead and do that? And then, people have the time they need. Okay, here
These
we
are
go.
really fun.
Sorry.
I'm saying these are really fun exercises.
Right? Why? Mentimeter. Everything is not working today. Huh. Okay, here we go. Woo! Okay.
Okay.
All right. So just like yesterday, you can join on your, oh, let me send this link. Boop. Chat. Here's the link. Okay, got a couple people. Ooh, yay. Okay, well, if you want to jump in, feel free. If you want to watch, that is also great. All right, here we go. Quiz time. Quiz time. All right. Question 1. I can compile my code on a login node. And the Menti from yesterday probably doesn't work. So let me put this here. That's the one for today. Boop. Okay, anyone else? Anyone else? Last minute here. Can I compile my code on a login node? Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes or no? Okay, 3, 2, 1. Yes, you can. So enter, there we go. Yeah, I think this kind of depends. The funny thing was the first time I made this quiz, I thought the answer was actually no. And then we had a discussion during this session to be like, actually, there are instances where it's okay. I guess if you're compiling something that somehow is really resource intensive, and I don't know enough about compiling, how compiling works, but I think if you do it in a way that isn't asking for a ton of resources, it's okay.
And then it also can vary because like some facilities they don't literally don't allow you to do it on login.
Yeah.
So it can vary
Yeah,
um based on the system.
sure.
We say it's okay, but not for computation, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Like when you do a make, there's a flag called -J, and we ask you to use -J smaller than 8,
Mhm.
equal smaller than 8, because that's how many basically parallel thread that
Mm.
make is using.
Okay.
Cool.
It's
Okay.
good to have experts like Helen here.
Yes, Helen knows. I remember that 8 number, but I don't. So what does 8 correspond to in terms of the cores?
I think it's 8 cores.
It's just 8 cores. Okay.
Yeah.
So it is a really small amount of cores then. So cool. Okay, so here's the next question. What do we use at NERSC for module management on Perlmutter? Is it Conda, Modulator, LMOD, or Mini Conda? This is module management. Okay, oh great, everybody has responded. And the answer is LMOD. So LMOD is the module management. A module is basically like an application and associated like libraries and so forth. Conda is a package manager, and it is mostly used for package management for things like Python or R, probably maybe Julia. And so it's not quite the same as a module manager. Um, Maybe someone can give an even more descriptive explanation of the difference between modules and packages. Okay, so let's go to the next question. To request an interactive job from the scheduler, I use the blank command. What is the blank? Interactive job from the scheduler. Okay, last response, last response, last response. Okay, here we go. The answer is salloc. Um, so Slurm is the name of the scheduler, and so a lot of our commands are all S something because it's like Slurm. It's like the S from the Slurm. S batch is to submit a job to the scheduler to be kind of calendar scheduled in. So it's more like you're giving the recipe and saying, okay, go and compute this when you can. Salloc is basically salloc, which is like Slurm, allocate me an active, compute allocation. So it's asking for something right away, and then you actually land on one of the compute nodes that if you ask for more than one, or if you ask for just one, you actually get to go and sit on that compute node, and then you can actively be running your code. You can compile something if you want to compile something big. You don't want to do the just the 8. You want to do more than that kind of thing. Anything you want to do that's going to be more memory intensive or more compute intensive in some way, you would use salloc to get onto a compute node, basically. Okay, boop. Let's go to the next question. What parameters affect the amount of time my job may wait in the queue? So there's several options here. And I think you should be able to select more than one. There's user seniority, number of nodes requested, importance of research, number of hours requested, time of day, and day of the week.
No, it doesn't look like it's letting you select multiple.
Is not?
Not for me, I don't think. Yeah. 'Cause every time I selected one, it would go to it and not highlight the other.
Oh no. Okay, so so in this case, just select the one that you think is one of the more important ones. There's a couple that are the main
Exactly what I did.
Yeah, that's so funny because it let me pick more than one correct answer or it should have anyways. Maybe I did something wrong. Mentimeter has changed recently and has become, I think they've tried to make more of their features like paid features, and they've somehow let all the free features kind of lapse a little bit. So yeah, I've had to kind of play with it. Okay, so here we go. So yeah, so number of nodes requested is like a big one. So that's great. The other one, and see, this is why I'm like surprised because it knows that this is also a right answer, that the number of hours requested. So we actually call the number of nodes requested and the number of hours requested the shape of the job. If you think about it, it's kind of like an area, right? Of the job. And so those are the two most important. The time of the day actually can be, I know Charles was mentioning this. Empirically, we know that that does affect how long your job may wait in the queue, just because sometimes people aren't like actively submitting jobs, which means that the backfiller has maybe more places that it can backfill jobs into. But technically, Slurm itself is not using that as a parameter that is making decisions in terms of when it's going to schedule your job or something like that. But it is true empirically that maybe Friday evening at 10 p.m. you probably could get a bunch of compute nodes pretty easily or something, unless people have submitted huge jobs, and now they're all running or something like that, which is why, again, we say like empirically, it's really hard to say. And it's funny because there's a lot of times we try to improve our estimates of the queue wait time. And it's such a difficult problem. Like it almost like when you first think about it, you're like, this should not be that hard, but it's actually extremely difficult to do this kind of wait time estimation. And yes, of course, we don't care about the seniority. We don't keep track of that or measure that in any way. And obviously, we do not measure or know the importance of the research. That doesn't mean anything.
And if it's before a big conference like SC deadline, it's all men for themselves because everyone's trying to.
Yes. Or there's a big prize called the Gordon Bell, which is like a big like GPU like usage uh um uh award. And
Mhm.
people will say, oh, it's Gordon Bell season because basically every GPU on the system is probably being used and is over scheduled, and people are like trying to get access to the machine, and we're like, we cannot help you, like yeah, it's
Wait in
every
line.
researcher for themselves.
Yeah, wait in line.
Right, yeah, get in line, exactly. Okay, next. All right, I do not need MFA when logging into Perlmutter via Jupyter. All right, get those answers submitted. 3, 2, 1. That's right. It is false. So you will absolutely be asked for your MFA. When I was going into Jupyter, I did my federated ID like login. That was I selected NERSC, I typed in my username password, and then I typed in my one-time password. So there is not any way to access Perlmutter without using a one-time password or that like multi-factor authentication. Okay. Okay, so what are some of the tools that you can, and I guess it may not let you select more than one, which is really silly because there are several things here that you can access via Jupyter. But maybe pick your favorite one, or maybe pick the one that you're most likely to use. Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1. Okay, so there are several things here, and yeah, I'm sure you maybe it didn't let you pick, but yeah, Python notebooks, that's like the one of the main things. Terminal, really useful. I wrote GPU profiling, but I think in reality it's probably not profiling, it's more just like uh, visualization of GPU usage. It's like a dashboard where you can kind of, because it's you can as far as I know, you can't really get that information back out. It's not the same as like nSight, which is like an actual profiler. So I don't, maybe profiling isn't the right word, but essentially you can see what the GPU is doing while
I
you're.
mean, I'll argue that that's a form of profiling.
It's a form of profiling. Yeah. Okay, good. That's what I wrote. And then I was like, wait, I don't know if how accurate that is. It depends on how pedantic we want to be, maybe. Julia notebooks, also a thing that can be useful. Unfortunately, account usage information is not like, like you'd have to go to Iris for that. It's not sort of built into Jupyter, at least not yet. As
I
far
was
as I know.
about to say, we never know. It might be.
Yeah, or maybe it is, and I don't really know. But and then the JavaScript generator is also not in there, and I'll say yet because it's something that, if enough people are like, this is super useful and I want it sort of built in, I
I
bet.
mean, it's honestly, it's like just connecting from one because we have the JavaScript generator on the web. So
Yeah,
it's,
yeah.
you know,
It's like a copy and paste situation, so it's pretty easy. Cool.
yeah,
All
cool,
right.
cool
Mm.
feature. Just integrate.
Yeah, right. Okay, so just a quick temperature check. How are people feeling? Are you feeling excited? Yes or no? And are you feeling ready to use Promoter if you haven't been using it already? Do you agree? Are you excited? Are you not excited? That's fine either way. And do you feel ready or do you not feel ready? And that's also okay because if you don't feel ready, then what would be really great is you go into that survey and tell us what did we miss, what did we not cover, what would help you feel ready. That would be really, really good information for us because we would like you to feel ready. Okay. Anyone else? Anyone else? Anyone else? Okay, let's take a look. Okay. All right. So mostly people are feeling excited. Mostly people are feeling ready. Someone isn't feeling ready. I really hope you go into that survey and let us know, or email us, or let us know, what we can do to make you feel ready, because we'd like you to,
Mhm.
you
That's
know,
the time,
get
yeah.
going, and we'd like to help you get going. So if there's anything we can do to help you, please do reach out. But great. I think it's nice to see that a lot of you are feeling ready, which is wonderful as well. And even if you are feeling ready and you still have questions, always feel free to email me and Charles. We love talking to you. It's more fun than probably the other things that we had spent our time doing. And that's it. That's it. Awesome. Well, thank you so much.
Yeah. No, I tell people all the time I have the coolest job because I just get paid to talk with really smart people and learn about their science that they're doing. So
I know my favorite things are when I get to do like my new user appointments and stuff. That's like the things that I actually like doing. So, I mean, I like doing a lot of things, but okay. Yay. Awesome. Well,
well,
yeah,
thank
we
you
can,
all again. This
yeah.
was wonderful. Please, if you have not completed the survey for day 2 and day 1, please go ahead and complete that because it helps us to figure out what we need to change and what improvements we need to make everyone make use of our systems and nurse resources more efficiently.
So welcome to NERSC as new users. You receive weekly emails from Rebecca, and there's a section about upcoming training events, and so take advantage of those, please.
Yeah.
And I sometimes send out, upcoming September or October trainings, standalone. So we do have lots of opportunities. So, and also the past events, slides recordings are mostly available on event pages and also available on NERSC YouTube channels.
Yes. And if you have ideas or recommendations for trainings or even our NUG community calls that we have every month, please let us know, tell us. We're always looking for new ways to try to engage with our users and do things differently. So that's one thing about our group, user engagement. We're willing to just try whatever. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work, but at least we tried it. So give us your ideas and let us know how we can just, get you engaged and participating. But other than that, welcome to NERSC. Thank you, Barbara.